Hey, easy. Don't get up just yet. Yeah, stay there for me. That's it. That's it. You're alright. I know. Bit confusing waking up and seeing some random bloke standing over you. Sorry about that. I'm one of the lifeguards. It's okay, just take a second. No rush. Can you look at me for a moment? Good. Okay, perfect. That's all I needed. How are you feeling? Yeah. That sounds about right. Honestly, if you told me you felt amazing, I'd probably have questioned it. Now take a nice slow breath for me. Good. And another one. Perfect. That's it. Nice and easy. You're doing fine. The heat's just caught up with you a bit. Nothing dramatic. Trust me. If something exciting had happened, I'd have opened with that. No, you weren't carried up of the sea or attacked by a shark, and there's no heroic rescue story. Just a bit too much sun and not quite enough rest, which is surprisingly common. Here, I've got some water. Just take a small sip. No rush. Good. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. How's that? Do you feel any better? Good. You already look a bit more settled. You know what catches people out? Everybody thinks it'll happen to someone else. They'll spend a morning watching people lying in the sun and think, that won't be me. Then 6 hours later they're sat exactly where you are talking to me, looking slightly annoyed about it. It happens every day. Actually, can I ask you something? How long have you been down here today? Right. Yeah, that's longer than most people think. Holiday brain takes over. You tell yourself you'll sit down for 20 minutes. Then suddenly it's the middle of the afternoon and you've somehow forgotten water exists. It's okay, I've seen it hundreds of times. How's your head feeling now? Good. Good. That's what I wanted to hear. You're already looking more like yourself. When I first came over, you had that look. You know the one. The look where somebody's determined to tell me they're completely fine, while very obviously not being completely fine. I've become quite good at spotting it. Do you mind if I put this cool towel around the back of your neck? Good. There we go. That should help. Is that better? Good. Yeah, usually does help. Funny thing is, people imagine lifeguarding is all dramatic rescues. Running down beaches, diving into waves, slow motion movie moments, you know. But honestly, reality's mostly this. Checking on people, making sure they're alright, helping somebody cool down, pointing out jellyfish, and explaining why climbing slippery rocks is a terrible idea. The rocks normally win, by the way, so don't try it. People just never learn. Oh, do you want another sip of water? Good, okay, just a little one. Perfect. You're doing really well. You don't need to rush getting up, don't worry. I know you're already thinking about it. Everyone does. The second they feel slightly better, they start planning their escape. I can practically see it happening. You've got that look like you're deciding whether you can convince me you're completely fine. Nice try. You're staying here for a few more minutes. Actually, can I ask you something a bit random? What's been the best part of your holiday so far? Oh, nice. Wow. Didn't know that was around here. That definitely sounds worth the trip. See, that's what holidays should be. 1 or 2 really good memories. Not trying to do absolutely everything. I think that's another reason people end up overdoing it, you know. They don't want to miss anything, so they keep going and going and going until eventually their body has had enough and just gives up. That's basically what's happened here. How are you feeling now compared to 10 minutes ago? Really? Good. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Your breathing's calmer, your shoulders have relaxed, and you're not squinting nearly as much. All good signs. And honestly, the hardest part now is probably convincing you to take it easy for the rest of the day. And I can already tell you're not going to like my answer. But hear me out. You don't have to go back to your hotel room and stare at a wall. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying maybe you don't spend another 6 hours lying in direct sunlight. Seems like a reasonable compromise. You could grab something cold to drink, find some shade, maybe have something to eat, take a walk later when it's cooler. Your holiday isn't ending, you're just giving yourself a chance to enjoy the rest of it. You know, like, people forget that. They think resting means they've failed somehow or they've not done the most of their holiday. It doesn't mean that. Sometimes the smartest thing you can do is stop for a bit. Especially on holiday. You know, it's funny really. People spend all year looking forward to relaxing. And then when they finally get the chance, they refuse to do it. Wow, you're looking a lot better now. Much more awake. Much more comfortable. Can I ask where you're visiting from? Ah, nice. Is that a long journey? Yeah, I thought so. That will contribute as well. Travel's tiring. People forget that too. Sat on planes, going from airport to airport, long drives. You think it wouldn't be so tiring, you know, just being sat down, but it does really drag it out of you, especially walking around with luggage all the time. And then they immediately throw themselves into holiday mode without giving themselves any chance to recover. Your body's probably been trying to tell you to slow down for a day or 2. You've just been ignoring it, which, to be fair, is also very normal. You know what's strange? The beach sounds different when you're forced to sit still. Most people don't notice. They hear the sea, but they don't really listen to it. Then they stop for 5 minutes and suddenly realize how relaxing it actually is. You can hear waves, the wind, people chatting in the distance. It's nice. Makes it easier to slow down. You know, I spend enough time here that I probably take it for granted sometimes. Though there are definitely worse places to work. Much worse. You okay if I check your pulse just to make sure I've covered everything? Good. Okay, just relax your hand. There we go. Perfect. That's nice and steady. Exactly where I want it to be. You're doing really well. Honestly, if I didn't know better, I'd say you were almost ready to convince yourself none of this happened, but the redness over your face and body might give it away. But someone can spend 10 minutes recovering and suddenly decide they were completely fine the entire time. Funny how quickly we forget. Right, Here's my professional advice as a lifeguard. For the rest of today, water, shade, food, and take things easy. That's it. Nothing complicated. Just be kind to yourself. People underestimate how effective that is. And if you start to feel off again, just rest. Don't try and power through it. The beach will still be here tomorrow and the day after. I checked. It's definitely not moving anywhere. One of the advantages of beaches, they're very reliable. I'm glad you're feeling better anyway. I think you've earned a few more minutes sitting here enjoying the view. Then I'll let you get on with your day. Don't worry, there's no more lectures or forms or dramatic speeches. Just look after yourself, okay? Good. I thought so. Now, take another slow breath. Listen to the sea for a minute. Enjoy the breeze. Enjoy the fact you've got nowhere to be right now. You're safe. You're alright. And I think the rest of your holiday is going to be just fine. Looks like I'm needed elsewhere. Just rest, okay? You're fine. See you soon.